Here's a song I had, track I had for the banjo. We'll see what the guitar does. I'm in the glory land way. I hope you are. I'm in the glory land. Glory, glory land. Well, Lord, we was in the glory land way this past week. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. Regeneration Nashville. Had a wonderful time. We've been to 4 or 5 conferences over there in the last years, and fresh fire. And it was some fresh fire. It's probably the best conference that I've ever been to over there. It was tremendous, wonderful, off the charts, you name it. It was it. It was good. It was a great, great, great conference. Here's our little song, a little slow. Let's slow down a little bit. God, that a king would bleed and die. Man, that's a great song, I'm telling you. Rusty Goodman, yeah, Rusty, had Sam on my mind. Rusty's the one that wrote that. Rusty was one more talented writer. God really gifted that man in songwriting, and he wrote a lot of beautiful songs. Couldn't name them all, but I know he wrote that one. All right, I grabbed the old Fender Acoustasonic out the rack. I brought the guitars, my guitars, two guitars, a banjo that I carry on the road. And I carry the Telly, I carry the Taylor, and my Master Tone banjo. I carry those on the road with me. And I just unloaded my old pickup truck yesterday and set it behind the sofa in the living room. And I didn't even open up, so I just grabbed this, another spare wireless unit I got here, and hooked up and ready to go. I love the way this guitar sounds. This is an $1,100 guitar. Fender built this Acoustasonic with this hollowed out sound hole and this hollow body guitar. They built this in another version that was a USA version, and it was $1,995, $2,000. And I thought about buying one 2 or 3 times, and I just didn't do it. And these came out. These was made in Fender's Mexican plant, and I always thought it was not good to have a guitar that they made in Mexico. But I later found out that the Mexican plants is just a few blocks or miles away. I mean, they're real close, and they're overseen by the United States. And of course, it's sad to say for the U.S. workers that they do it down in Mexico so they get cheaper labor. I don't know how the tariffs are going to happen. But anyway, this guitar is not $1,995 anymore. It's $1,100, $1,095. So $900 is a pretty good drop. I mean, boy, does it play good. Well, what can I play? See how good it does play. Oh, I love to play this old hymn book song. Yes, I know that I know. And I'm so glad that I know that I know. Let's see if there's anybody in here with us today. Oh, mini iPad. Hope the battery ain't dead. So far, so good. Let me see, y'all. Page. Where did I get a grant? I didn't join no recipe club. Showing country fried chicken or something on my page. Trying to tell me something. Anyway, comments. Where is Linda Beatenbo watching from? I went through the house a while ago. She wasn't here. I don't know where she went. Hey, sweet Jamie. My grandbaby Jamie. Yeah. She ain't signed the paperwork. She ain't signed the contract yet, but she's Pappy's grandgirl now. And I got two of them. Two sweet ones. I always kind of wish that Donna, I'm glad for the two boys. She had two wonderful boys. And they were a lot of fun growing up. They traveled with us on the road. I remember one time Dylan, the youngest one, he told his mama we was at their house and we was going to Pennsylvania or somewhere, and off pretty good ways for 2 or 3 days. And he told his mama, he said, "Mama, I'm going with Poppy and Nana." Okay. Next day he said, "Mama, I got to get my clothes together because I'm going with Poppy and Nana." She thought she was kidding. And come time for us to leave their house, and there he was, a suitcase. He hopped on that bus. He jumped up in that front seat. He said, "This is my first vacation." And but Drew and Dylan's been with us many times on the road when they were growing up, and those kids were a lot of fun. But I always thought, man, wouldn't a little granddaughter be so sweet and so precious? I told Donna, "Donna, don't you have a granddaughter?" She said, "I'm not going to take no chances." But anyway, we got two wonderful granddaughters now. Drew and Jordan got married last September. Jamie and Dylan's getting ready to do it in June. So, wonderful grandgirls. Let's see who else is looking here. Jim Lowe, buddy, come by your house yesterday. Come by Thursday. Toot the horn when I come through. Come by yesterday. I was going too fast to wave. We was ready to get home. We were tired. You go to a conference and you think you're going to rest and get some relaxation. It don't happen that way. You go to meeting every day, every morning, every night. You go to lunch. You get back and maybe have about 2 hours to freshen up. Close your eyes for about an hour and kind of rest a little bit and back in meeting. And the meetings are so full of fire that you're exhausted. When you come out, you're exhausted. And then yesterday we had a great service in Laverne, Tennessee with Pastor Bobby Howard at the Father's House Church. Lovely church, like home folks to us. Had a great service, and so we left there and drove 450 miles home yesterday from Nashville to Kernersville. We made it in about 8 or 9 o'clock, I guess. Anyway, but Tammy Fields, I hope you're doing well. And watching from North Augusta. Yeah, been there many times. Paul Duncan, I hope you're doing all right, buddy. It's always good to see you on here. And Ray Snyder. And there'll be some more jump in here in a little bit. There's a way that you can touch on this thing. And it says, Linda Beatenbo, Paul Duncan, and 4 other people are watching you. I don't know how to get this. I'm going to have to talk to somebody does this live thing. Sometimes I will go on a page where there's somebody's live, like Keith Barkley, for instance, when they do their Sunday night thing. A lot of you attend that service, and I went on there one time, and I just went by because I saw him on live, and he said, "It's good to see Charlie Beatenbo." I thought, well, how does he know I'm here? So I don't know what the secret is on this Facebook thing to who's doing what, where, whatever. I was kind of picking a little bit. I've been working. I got a new PA, and I'm having to make a lot of adjustments because of the frequency range on it and everything. And so I was working on my tracks and readjusting the iPad a little bit. I played this song. I haven't played it in a while, but I'd love to play this old song. 1, 2. talks with me. He talks with me. A little far away from him, I had to kind of stop it to get to my switcher. We moved in here in January. Bought a new double reclining love seat. Put on this wall over here, and it was a nice piece of furniture, but I really didn't like it. I liked the way it looked. I didn't like the way it sat. When I sat down at this furniture store for a few minutes, it says okay, but you never know how something sits. You sit it for 3 hours watching Fox News. Anyway, I told Linda, I said, I need another recliner. And she said, well, sell this and buy you one. And so put it on Marketplace. One of the ladies upstairs having knee surgery. She needs to prop her leg up, and so it's going to be perfect for her to prop her leg up when she has this surgery. She bought it, and I bought a new recliner. You can't see that in the picture over here, but boy, it's comfortable. One of the most comfortable recliners I've ever bought. And so this space is open. So I put my little seat in here, chair, and got the camera angle. So it's a little bit different. I got a little different reach. In fact, I might could this over and grab that right there like that. It might be a little bit closer. Well, I played Who Am I? Yes, I Know. I played In the Garden. I played The Gloryland Way. Here's another slow, easy going. This is easy listening. What a day that will be. We used to sing that, I think, a long time ago. It's been a while. Well, we'll do another. I'll do another song and get out of here. Ours coordinated here where they're supposed to be. We've, getting old. It's a hard thing to do. It happened to me a lot quicker than I thought it would. It just all of a sudden it was there. And Linda and I were talking the other day. Used to, when you got sick or you had a problem, if you had a toe ache or a headache or a stomach ache, whatever, you just go to your doctor. Now, when you get on Medicare and you get to be old in your 70s, like I am in my high 70s, you got a doctor for everything. You got a specialist. You got many co-payments. And so I haven't seen a dermatologist in well over a year. Our guy that we used to see down in Rome, Georgia, I didn't see him the last time Linda saw him, but so I had to go, she and I both had to go for what was supposed to be an annual, but it was like a biannual for me. And these little things come up, little skin cancers from being in the sun. And I never wear a hat or a cap. They sweat me. I've got one Corvette cap that I used to wear when I drive my Corvette convertible. That was about it. And he said, "Hey, you need to be wearing a hat." He said, "You've got some spots on the top of your scalp." He said, "That's too far along to use the little squirt nitrogen stuff that they use, that cold stuff that burns them off." Done a bunch of those on the arms. But he said, "I'm going to have to do those a different way." And, oh, God, he's up there in a dangerous place. He said, "I won't mess your hair up real bad." So his little associate, Grace, she was a real sweet girl, started putting stuff on her, rubbing stuff to kind of did. And I think she put, if I counted right, probably 5 shots in the top of my scalp. Boy, I'm telling you, I said, "Hallelujah," a time or two. But she put 5, I think it was 5. She said 1, 2, 3, and deadened my whole scalp, and they dealt with those things. He said, "They don't want them to be skin cancer, especially on your head." Anyway, so I had to do that today. That was fun. So Linda and I, we both left the dermatologist's office and went to cookout and had barbecue, all that like we do. Then we both came home, took a nap. I don't know where she went. She's on the line here somewhere, but out of the, maybe sitting out in the car waiting to go somewhere. Who knows? Anyway, let me take one more quick look, and I'll pick another song as we get out of here. It's about closing time. And I love the Keith Barkley's watching, and I saw that. I was just talking about you, Keith. When I wonder how you know it when I come on your program. DJ Salter, Papa Joe, I hope you're doing well, bud. You're probably the one over here. You might not be. I think you're a little bit older than I am. But we both ain't no young bucks, that's for sure. Smart Jim, wear a hat. Jim Lowe says, "I wear a hat." Well, the doctor told me today, he said, if you go out in the sun, you need a hat on. She did one of them big wide rim hats. I may become a cowboy, who knows? I need to, anyway. My baby girl's on here. She said, "Sounds great." Thank you, sweetie. That's Donna Lynn. She only lives 10 miles from this broadcast. She might come up and sing one time with us. Donna traveled with Linda and me for 2 years. Well, you see some of the videos. And she traveled with us for quite a few years. 3 years, 2 years, I know. Well, there she is. Got a paper to hold up for any instructions or anything? No instructions. What's for supper? We went to cookout for lunch about 3 o'clock. That's 4 hours ago. I'll be hungry time this is over. It'd probably be a Campbell special. Hey, let me play the oldie I put on here. I almost forgot I was going to play with another roll. We got plenty of time here. Y'all hang around. This is another song. We recorded this song Wendy Bagwell and the Sunlighters recorded, "Today's Going to Be a Brighter Day." And when I started Charlie Beatenbos Singers, Linda and Virgil and Becky and me sang this old song, "Today's Going to Be a Brighter Day." And I'll give you a taste of it here, see how it goes.
Today's gonna be a brighter day. God rolled the dark clouds away. I believe Jesus surely must have heard me when I prayed, and today's gonna be a brighter day. I like to start my day saying hello to my Jesus, 'cause when I talk to him, he makes me smile. He makes me want to sing and praise his name forever. I know I'll never walk a lonesome mile. I see the sun peeping through my window pane as I watch the dark clouds roll away. I had a talk with Jesus when I woke up this morning, and I know today's gonna be a brighter day. Today's gonna be a brighter day. God rolled the dark clouds away. I believe Jesus surely must have heard me when I prayed, and today's gonna be a brighter day. Many times we will worry about what will be tomorrow. Storms are bound to come now and then, but I have sweet assurance that God's always with me, and I know today's gonna be a brighter day. Today's gonna be a brighter day. God rolled the dark clouds away. I believe Jesus surely must have heard me when I prayed, and today's gonna be a brighter day. Today's gonna be a brighter day. God rolled the dark clouds away. I believe Jesus surely must have heard me when I prayed, and today's gonna be a brighter day. I believe Jesus surely must have heard me when I prayed, and today's gonna be a brighter day. Brighter day, brighter day.
Today's going to be a brighter day. I hope you're having a brighter day for sure. Anyway, that was recorded. The color and the lighting is not as good as it needs to be on that. I cannot remember the gentleman's name, but he set up a production company in Birmingham, Alabama. And we came from Georgia over. He had contacted me. We had talked about doing some video. And he said, I've got about, maybe he said $20,000 or $30,000. And this was in the late 80s. This was recorded back in 87, 88, along in there. And that's 25, 30 years ago. And so $20,000 or $30,000 was a lot of money for video cameras and stuff like that. And Lord, he worked on that stuff all day. I think Linda said 2 or 3 times, I'm going to the bus. I'm tired. The lighting wouldn't work right. The cameras, the switches wouldn't work right. He had it all hooked up and thought it was ready to go. And but we got 8 or 10 songs recorded for him. That's why the lighting is kind of different. That was a long time ago. Well, I better turn this thing off. Play one more song. And hope you have a good week. It's beautiful spring weather outside. We're going Saturday, leaving Saturday morning, and drive back across North Carolina into the edge of Tennessee. Newport, Tennessee is the first or second exit after you get out of the construction in Tennessee. Our reservation is at Newport, and we're going to Powerhouse Church, Powerhouse Ministries, Brother Donnie Hartzog. Go have a good Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday there with them. And after lunch and fellowship, I'll point the old truck down toward Alabama, down to 75 toward Chattanooga, around to Ringgold, across country to Summerville, and into center Alabama, right to where we used to live, and check in on my brother and see how he's doing. We're going to get over to see the mayor, go eat with them, or we'll probably eat there at their house or whatever, but we're going to spend some time with the mayor, and I got to get a new cable. I'm going to go on the line as soon as I get through this program. And but we're going to visit with the mayor, see how they're doing, and then we're going to spend some time with Virgil Becky on Monday, even Monday night, and then Linda wants to see some of the neighbors that we had in Alabama for 5 years there. We had some great neighbors there at the place we lived, and she made some real good friends. Anyway, we're going to do all that and then come back on Tuesday, so it'll be a good little trip. And then we're going to be at home for a little while and just see what comes up in May. And, all right, folks, these cables for this countryman right here are $125 for this little cable. But I'm fixing to be $125 poorer in about the next hour, because this is beginning to pop. Well, I'll play one more of my favorite songs. I guess all of them is my favorites. Look, I got a different camera. I got 3 setups. I got that one. I got this one right here. That one that I'm going to go to finish out. God bless you. Thank every one of you. You know, it sure does help matters a little bit when you share this video. That means the clock starts turning, and your friends and their friends and your friends' friends start watching and start sharing, and the numbers go up. So be sure and share this video. I get on the right camera. And appreciate it very much. And as we go off tonight, I'll play my favorite old song, my next favorite old songs. Here we go.